Well, hey, Emmanuel Aurelia, it is so good to be back with you on video, and we have a special guest with us, a new staff member here at Emmanuel, and we wanted to introduce him to you, and so I'm gonna have a few questions for you, and then we're gonna play a game. So first of all, we have Russ Worrad, who is our new pastor of discipleship and outreach, and we are super excited to have you on staff.
And I'm glad to be here.
This Sunday coming up is officially his first Sunday. He has been working all this week in the office and also at home. He is moving up from Orangeville.
Yep.
And will be here for the first time officially this Sunday, so we are excited about that. So I got 3 questions because we want to get to know you before you get here and all of that. So here's the first question. Tell us a little bit, it's just a little bit of tell us about yourself. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
To who are you married to?
My wife's name is Shireen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been married? I know this is a dangerous question.
I know.
But how long have you been married?
Oh, gee, I think it's going on, it'll be our 28th anniversary this summer. So 27 and a half years, I guess that makes it. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how did you guys meet?
You know what? We actually met in a Bible study at university.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Athletes in Action was establishing a ministry at McMaster, and she was in school there, and so was I at the same time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Who fell for who?
Oh, I fell for her for sure. Okay. She swore she would never date me.
Okay.
Yeah, it took some serious work.
Yeah, and she gave in.
Eventually,
yes.
Good. It was a war of attrition.
It was like here's another one. Just where were you born? Where are you from? Tell us a little bit about that.
You know what? I was actually born in a town sort of in central New York, Upper Hudson Valley, called Carmel, New York. So if you know anything about the Poughkeepsie area, Beacon, that sort of type of area of New York. But grew up in and around New York, lived in New York City a little bit as a kid. But in 1981, we moved to Canada. My dad was a pastor and took a church in Hamilton. And then sort of I grew up the rest of my formative years in Hamilton. Dundas, we'll say Dundas. That sounds way better than Hamilton.
Yeah, and you've also lived in BC,
yep,
Alberta,
yep,
and Ontario. Any other provinces?
No, I didn't live in any other provinces. So yeah, I did my master's work out in British Columbia, and then my first church pastoring was in Alberta, and then we came back and started doing the church plants and stuff.
Very cool. What drew you to pastoral ministry? Obviously, you're a pastor. You've been a pastor for a little while. What drew you to pastoral ministry?
You know what? I mean, I grew up in a ministry home, and so initially it was like, man, I really just respected my dad. I wanted to be like my dad, but at 18, I really kind of walked away, and just a lot of life challenges and family stuff. And so I spent kind of 3 years just wandering around in the desert, and when God got a hold of my life, it was such a profound impact. You know, there was that temptation. I want to chase all these other things. I want everything that the world has to offer, but I can serve God on the side. But it was such a huge impact in my life. I couldn't fathom doing anything else for 40 plus hours a week and then serving Christ, you know, kind of on the margins of that. It's something I just wanted to do all the time.
Very cool. What's one thing that you're looking forward to? One of the things that you're looking forward to working here and doing over the next few months?
Oh, one of the most things I'm looking forward to, you know, I'll give working with you, Dave.
Yeah, oh,
that's,
perfect.
Yeah, that's honestly, no. I think the staffing and the elders and the dynamics that are there, absolutely. I'm super excited about that. Being a part of that kind of a team with the relationships. So I'm excited about working in that environment. I'm also really excited about, I think, digging back into both the outreach and the discipleship pieces together. When I did the church plant, had a real neat opportunity to do a lot of sort of that, just really how do you get off the mark with the outreach stuff, but recognize that, man, when you put so much time and energy into that often you're not forming people as well as you'd like to. So over my years in ministry, I've recognized just how important that is. And so I think being able to walk with people and getting them to dig in deeper, really get a deeper understanding and grasp of their own walk, and getting excited about that, and then seeing how that produces evangelism.
Yeah, cool.
Right?
Very cool.
So yeah.
Very cool. And we're excited over the next little while to get to know you more. I know the church family is, and just see how you kind of slide in and see where God leads the ministries that are there. So now we're going to move into another section. So that was pre-prepped in a little ways. Now these are all off the cuff.
This is the scary part.
This is the scary part. So we've played this throughout COVID with various different people from our church. It's called Drop the 10, where I have 10 random questions that I give you, and you have to say the very first thing that comes to your mind.
I've always told people 90% of ministry is not saying the first.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you may want to filter it a little bit, but so we're going to play drop to 10, and it's a little bit of get to know you as well as just seeing what comes to your mind. So the first question is very easy. What is your favorite color?
I'll say red.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite TV show?
Oh, right now MKR. It's a cooking show out of Australia.
Wow.
My Kitchen Rules. My wife and I are just loving that.
I've never heard that.
There you go.
I'm going to have to check that out. Okay, well, this next question goes with that. What is your favorite food?
All of it. You know, honestly, I've had a chance to travel, and I'll say Indian right now, but man, whether it's Thai, whether it's it's all
okay. Cool.
It's all good.
Yes, I agree with you. A little bit more spiritual question here. What is your favorite Bible character?
Josiah.
Josiah, and a little bit why?
Because you know what, this phrase keeps coming over and over, this image of him, that he had a heart that was tender to the Lord. And it's just neat when you take an individual who just simply their heart is tender to the Lord, how God then uses him to really just cataclysmically change the landscape at the temple, in Jerusalem, in Judea, in Samaria, and you just see this massive effect that just God can do with one person whose heart is tender to him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do you ride a motorcycle?
Yes.
And does your wife approve?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
I'm worried about that.
How did you get your wife to approve?
It's a secret, I can't tell you. For a small fee. Right?
What kind of motorcycle do you have?
I have a KLR 650.
Okay, so I know that we have a lot of motorcycle drivers here.
It was the poor man's entrance into the adventure rider market.
Yes,
so.
I had to give up my motorcycle, so I grieve and I mourn, and Russ has carried me through that.
And I'm going to flaunt it, drive it into the office.
Yes, that's going to be hard. Okay, are you going to survive? Here's the next question. Are you going to survive working in the same office as Dan Malloy?
That is yet to be determined.
And should we switch your office with Amanda just in case?
Yeah, I am not going to be the reason why Amanda got evicted by any stretch. Yeah. However, if an office came available, I would. No.
Amanda, you're secure. Okay. What has been the best vacation you've ever taken, and the location of that?
I absolutely love, you know what, it's a place we've been going back to. So it's not like a one-off. It's, and you know this, a few years back, we were able to, for dirt cheap, managed to get a timeshare in the Florida Keys. And so that's one of those places that's on the calendar usually, and it's just like, man, when I can get there, that's when relaxing happens. You always get a little bit of offshore fishing in. And
what is a book that you would recommend? So it's not necessarily one you've just read recently, but over the course of your time, hey, this was a great book that I read. If you want to read a book, boom, here's it.
You know what, it may not be one that's for everybody, but it was actually a book on ministerial ethics by Sandra Wheeler. Okay. Yeah, and just looking at the concept of virtue ethics. A lot of times we just give ourselves ethical statements, and there's sort of these guardrails. Yeah. This book is hey, if we're thriving in our personal relationship with Christ, we shouldn't be running our life by bouncing off the guardrails. It keeps us in the center line and really talks about, I think, just thriving in a relationship with Him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 more questions. Is your closet and your bedroom clean right now?
Only because everything that should be in it's probably somewhere in the bedroom.
That's right, because you're, okay, so, and you're also moving, so.
And we're moving, yes. And we had to show the house.
Yes, that's right. So, okay,
we had the
safe.
facade of cleanliness there,
You're safe. Okay, last question, number 10. So far, who is your favorite staff member here at Emmanuel?
Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler?
That's just, you know, I mean, maybe when I get to know the other guys better, or if they take me for lunch, or anything.
Yeah. Elaine, I apologize. Dan Malloy, just so you know, Dan Malloy, I think, said Elaine and Jackie. So.
Oh, really? Okay, I should have said Jackie. Yeah, I'm so dependent on Jackie. Okay.
Well, folks, that is Russ Worrad. We are so glad that he is here on staff. I want to encourage you this Sunday, if you're watching this midweek, to find him, welcome him, and just say that you're glad that he's here and get to know him over the next few weeks. Russ, thank you so much. Can't wait to continue to work with you.
And I look forward to meeting you guys too.